This is the Spanish Football Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Phil Kitchmalides. It is the final weekend of the 2018-2019 season in La Liga, and we're in Getafe. Why have we come to Getafe? Well, this is where arguably the biggest story of the season could be, because Getafe, tiny Getafe, could make it into the Champions League. So Getafe isn't in the city of Madrid, it's in the region of Madrid, but it's a separate town itself, population around about 180,000, and people here, I think, are quite proud of the fact that we're from Getafe. We're not from Madrid, we're from Getafe. And unlike Leganés, for example, where you go to the stadium at Butarque, which you've seen, by the way, on our YouTube channel, that stadium is a little bit outside of town. This stadium is just over there, and it is right in the middle of a neighbourhood. These are all residential buildings here. This is a square, which is not really a square, it's a crossroads between two different roads, but it's a square where people gather before the game. And today there's quite a lot of atmosphere. There isn't usually that much atmosphere, that many people here, but today there is, and it does feel like the whole town is here with their Getafe shirt on, expecting something historic today. So that's the Getafe club shop. It's not a mega store, but it's got everything you'd need. I'm not sure why Getafe are so sad though. It's a happy day. So one of the main reasons we're here in Getafe on the final weekend of the season with the side on the verge of qualifying for the Champions League is down to this guy here, José Bordalás, not this guy, the guy on the flag there, José Bordalás, the manager who took over Getafe when they were second bottom of the second division just over 2.5 years ago. What he's done here is incredible. As the flag says there, Bordalás te quiero, that's the song that they sing here. Quite simply, Bordalás, I love you. So the Villarreal team are here. You can see the team bus just behind me. There's not actually going to be any Villarreal travelling fans because they gave back their allocation of tickets. They said, listen, we know it's a big game for you guys today. You have our allocation, you sell them. So it's going to be very close to a full house here. So I found Sydney.
Hello.
Hello. You've been coming to Getafe for a long, long time.
I feel like this Champions League success, if it happens, is kind of partly mine.
It's nothing to do with you. It would be coincidental.
No, it's not. It's absolutely 100% to do with me.
Joking apart, this would be one of the biggest stories in Spanish football in the last 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've had some pretty big success stories. You know, you've had the Sevilla team that nearly won the league, the Real Sociedad team that nearly won the league, the Mallorca side that got into the Champions League, Osasuna
as well,
who did it as well. And this is right up there with them. Now, it's true that this is a club that's become consolidated, so in that sense, perhaps it's not completely beyond the realms of the possible, but it's definitely beyond the realms of the remotely probable.
It was just so unexpected this season, whatever happens, and the likelihood is that they finish 5th and they go into the Europa League, which would still be absolutely unbelievable for one of the smallest clubs in La Liga. They had the 4th smallest budget as well, so this is just so ridiculous.
And the 3rd smallest average attendance.
Yeah.
They're a club that if you take the starting 11 today, and we haven't actually seen the starting 11 yet, but I can pretty much guarantee now that starting 11 didn't cost them more than 12 million euros. You know, that's a tenth of Gareth Bale, more or less. I mean, we're not good at maths, but that's more or less what we're talking about here. And you know, this is a team that the current manager Bordalás took over when they're in relegation trouble at the bottom of the second division, not at the bottom of the first. It's just extraordinary. The weird thing, as you say, they're likely to get 5th today, and it's likely to be a huge disappointment, which is absurd.
I don't think it will be. I think whatever happens today, we're in for a bit of a party.
Yeah, I think it will be a party in which, you know, that cake doesn't look quite as tasty as it should do.
Well, it should do, because it's a delicious
cake. Always looks tasty.
Delicious Europa League cake.
So a noise just went around the stadium. We think, but we don't actually know, that Valladolid might have just scored. Maybe not. And Getafe's second goal's just been ruled out, so God knows what's going on. Gone a little quiet here, and it's just flashed up on the phone. Valencia are 1-0 up, which means that Getafe wouldn't be in a Champions League place anymore. And so it ends.
The full-time whistle has gone. Getafe haven't made the Champions League, but the fans are still inside the stadium. They are chanting the name of José Bordalás, who has led them to a 5th place finish in La Liga. They've overachieved wildly. It's been an incredible season for Getafe. At the end, well, 5th place is still very, very good for them. So no Champions League football next season, but there is a Europa League adventure to look forward to. So we'll be back next season to see how they get on here. If you've liked the video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, listen to our podcast wherever you get your pods.